Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. We are on a quest to win a tournament with Cephalid Breakfast, and this is round 3 of 4. The Dream is still alive versus Aaron on a robots build, kind of a steel stompy-esque thing. Here we'll see exactly what direction he goes in. It looks like he's got artifact lands of some colors, blue perhaps, or Tezzeret. But Ponder kicking things off for Cephalid Breakfast. And Mishra's Factory here declining to attack. Could mean Warping Whale, could just be an error. Aaron has just gotten back into the game after a very long layoff. And taking a look through at his options. And Master of Ethereum. So that is going to be a pretty decent size problem. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential artifacts. This is threatening to close it out over the course of the next 2 or 3 turns. Essentially be 8 damage coming in just as is. Master of Ethereum is going to be 5/5 on his own once that Mishra's Factory activates. And the Factory will be a 3/3, and we've got to anticipate more artifacts coming down. So realistically, a 2-turn clock here. That's going to inform exactly the type of cards that Limdual's Vault is going to want to get. And it looks like staying pat. That should mean something good, and it looks like it is. The Tezzeret in Aaron's hand, and it looks like it's not going to matter. There's the Nomad and Core. There's the Cephalid Illusionist. If there's no removal in response, we are good to go here. So seeing it play out for the first time in this tournament. The previous matches have been all about Batterskull. But here, Narcomoeba's coming in. Ball therapies being tapped in the graveyard for easy access. Potentially going to need to target ourselves to get key cards out of hand. And got a Tezzeret in there. One of the newer Tezzerets and a couple of Revokers. Or a Revoker. Ooh, so Revoker could have actually stopped part of this combo if Aaron was super familiar with it. Looks like he realistically should have just cast it in the dark. I think he was hoping to gain a little bit more information before he cast the Revoker. Of course, Cephalid Illusionist cannot be named, so he could have named either Nomad and Core or Shuko. And here, Dread Return has brought back Angel of Glory's Rise, which in turn brings back Labman and Azami. That sets up the win. The other card of note there is Grand Abolisher. So even if Aaron did have spot removal in his hand, that would not be able to break up the combo once the Dread Return resolves. So you're not going to be able to target the Laboratory Maniac. So that is the reason why I think this build is actually stronger than the Murderous Redcap build. Is getting back that Grand Abolisher gives an added layer of protection to the combo, so you're not going to lose to something like a Sudden Shock or a Fistful of Burn, which could actually happen. Versus a deck like, say, Burn, you could find yourself in a spot where they could just burn your Azami and your Labman in response, or burn your Labman repeatedly in response to the draws. Cephalid Illusionist can help with that because he is a wizard, but if they have more creature removal in hand than you do ways of drawing cards, then they can actually break up your combo. So not ideal. It is actually pretty unlikely. When you take a look at the cards that are in even a burn deck, for example, it's pretty much Lightning Bolt and Searing Blaze, and then they need like a fetch land So yeah, that's the state of that. It does give you that added layer of protection, especially when things have gone horribly wrong. So game number 1 in the books for Cephalid Breakfast, nice and clean, the way the deck was intended to run. A little good break there with that Revoker not coming down and naming Nomad in core. Looks like that hand not going to be good enough. Aaron's rocking a 8-bit Monster Squad shirt there. So for those of you who have not heard the news, Scholars will be closing relatively soon at the end of September. There will be the final days with the very beginning of October still being open. So these Wednesday night series will continue to be recorded and shared here on YouTube, but I will be finding a new home for Brainstorm MTG. Try and get a bunch of extra matches filmed for a potential hiatus, as there may be a lack of recordings for a while. Mull to 5 does have Force of Will. Hitting that Thorn. Thorn would have been a huge problem for the combo win. And it could be a bit much to ask versus a deck so filled of creatures to win a combat war. The Cephalid Breakfast, just a pile of 1/1s. And Etch Champion, but Lotus Petal leaves it very far from Metalcraft. Wasteland taking out that dual land. Did make some changes in the attempt to win a tournament here with Cephalid Breakfast. I did a little bit of revision, and the main thing that I was going for was the basic island to allow me to build up to 2 mana in the face of Wasteland more easily. And then the other element was going to 4 Force of Wills and 4 Ponders. And of course, changing the kill to the Lab Man killer, the Angel of Glory's Rise kill. So Cephalid Breakfast, a little bit of tweaks to some previous builds. And going to try and get a tournament win here. But this game in particular, not looking great. Metalcraft enabling 2 damage a turn here. Brainstorm, response to Revoker. And it looks like Stoneforge Mystic is going to trigger. So can only assume that that Phyrexian Revoker, probably named Nomad in core, would make a lot of sense. And grabbing Batterskull. Shuko not searched up, could be in hand, could just not be the time for that. Now, Batterskull, I mean, to this board state, is actually fine. It's pretty much going to be a situation where Batterskull can swing in for 4 and gain 4. So Aaron's not going to be able to leave that champion an aggressive. Wow, little flub there. That champion's going to need to stay home and keep away that germ. If he does turn it into a flurry of attacks, it's going to end very badly. So going to need to play defensively, and he can't send anything in because, of course, the Revoker would just get eaten. So his way out here is pretty much just another champion. Chalice at 2 coming down. And that is going to stop a lot of the combo threat. Kind of a big decision there. Let me know what number you would have chosen with Chalice. Aaron did have access to cast it on 1 or 2. So Cephalid Illusionist has been shut down to a degree. There is the inclusion of Cavern of Souls, which is going to make that chalice kind of ineffective. If it's drawn, it's going to actually stop almost all of the 2-drops that you really wanted to contain. Limdul's Vault will still be stopped. But Stoneforge Mystic or Cephalid Illusionist could be protected with a Cavern of Souls. This Germ token really going to hold down the fort now. Three mana Lab Man. Glimmer Void for Aaron. No real risk of running out of artifacts. That thing is just going to stick around and give him whatever color mana he needs. See if he's got anything else spicy in this list, which is very much a brew. As I said, he's come back to the game after many years. Largely played casually, but was drawn into Legacy just because it's so much fun. What he does here, going to pay the 2 life, keeping 2 blue open. Not sure why. Maybe a type of bluff, but Force of Will is going to hit that lodestone. That seems like a totally reasonable thing to force. And another factory. And we're getting to the point where things could potentially start to go wide. Oh, and there's Aether Vial. Another reason why the Chalice at 2 is not the strongest line in all likelihood. Chalice at 1 would have stopped Aether Vial, and it would have made Nomads and Core require Cavern of Souls. Alright, and now another champion has been found. He can start attacking. But he does not. We're essentially on a 6-turn clock. We'll see if he picks up on that. Arrakis comes down. Stoneforge Mystic comes in. That's going to be able to get Shuko. The deck does have a Jit in the sideboard as well. That could be particularly violent if it got on top of a creature that was able to cause combat damage. That pretty much would have to be a flyer. Even Mother of Rune's not going to be able to protect. Oh, and here we go. So this is going to allow for the milling to happen. So Shuko comes down, equipped to the Cephalid Illusionist, targeting repeatedly, milling 3 cards at a time into the graveyard. The Cabal Therapy is going to be used right now, pausing the action, going to take a look at Aaron's hand, and Revoker stuck in hand. The unfamiliarity with the combo really being the huge difference here. We see Aaron's deck actually did have the tools to win this game. He has the Revoker to stop the combo, and also that Jit could have been picked up by the Etched Champion, and could have been swinging in and building up. So this is really all about Aaron's unfamiliarity with this extremely niche deck. I wouldn't even consider it to be a significant percentage of the meta, but that is a real advantage of playing a deck that people have no idea what the heck it is. And Cephalid Breakfast moves on to the finals. Will this be the week? That's all for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please help grow the channel by subscribing. You'll be notified when we upload new videos like Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic with commentary, or Untapped, our raw tournament gameplay. Thanks for watching.